everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, Leo, there's a link in the description box where you can learn your whole birth chart. And that way, if you want additional information for the week, you can always look at your Moon and Rising sign readings as well as your Sun sign reading today. So this is for the week of July 25th to August 1st. I am going to go back to a tried and true spread that I've used throughout the years, a little bit more comfortable with it. I'm going to be practicing the inspired reading that I did last week, just because it was my first go at it, and I actually had a couple comments saying that they prefer that I try something I'm more used to. So thank you for your comments and your input. I really do appreciate that. So I will be practicing that. So I'll bring that style back in about a month or so. But today we'll be doing a 5-card reading with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and then of course drawing additional cards from each of the Medicine Card Tarot and the Healing with the Angels Tarot. So the issues that we're going to be looking at today in a general manner are what you're currently going through, energy that's brought you there, probable outcome, what's working for and against you. And I'll let you know what those cards are in those positions once they're laid down, and then we'll look at them one by one together. So this is a general reading. Whatever is most prominent in your life, Leo, I will encourage you to apply these messages to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So what does Leo need to know? All right, so let's get 4 more cards here so we get a greater understanding of the current position you're in. Excuse me. What does Leo need to know? I had a little pile there. I will keep shuffling, I guess, for another 30 seconds or so. If we don't get 2 more jumpers, I'll pull from the center of the deck for you. Okay, Leo, so 2 or 3 more shuffles. Okay, there's one. And then we just need 1 more card. If I don't get one, say like 3 or 4 shuffles, I will pull from the deck for you, just to try to keep this at a reasonable length video. All right, so we're not getting any more jumpers. I'm going to pull from the, okay, so that actually came out like that. So I'm going to pull this guy. Sweet. All right. And if you are returning to my channel, you'll know that I'm generally doing a 3-card spread where I pull the bottom of the deck from the deck card from the deck I'm using. I have a lot to work with here, so I'm going to skip that part and work with what we have here, and then of course draw 2 additional cards to complete this spread. All right, so we have your 5 cards here. In your central position, Leo, we have the never-ending story. And what has brought you to this place or is bringing you to this place is the card regeneration. What is working for you is co-creation. What is working against you or something you need to be aware of is all that glitters. And then in the probable outcome position is the card poised. So immediately when these 3 were laid, for example, before I brought these 2 into the mix, I can see that there's a great deal of energy. This isn't about receptivity. You're not mulling anything over. There's nothing really confusing to you. You're really facing something right now. You're facing something that is probably going to feel like it's static or not changing fast enough or well enough or in the way that you want it to. So just I just want you to be aware that there is a lot of, I wouldn't say heavy as in negative energy, but there's a lot of heavy energy here. And um, I really feel like you're in a position here to make a decision one way or the other. I think you're sort of getting tired of a teeter-totter, okay, scenario or situation, whatever that means to you right now, in accordance to your general situation. Okay, so let's look at these one by one. Like I said, we have the never-ending story. This is your current position or represents your state of mind currently in a general sense, Leo. There's a couple of really cool symbologies here that I think are important to pay attention to. First, we have a sense of time. There's a sense of time or timelessness, but because this isn't an actual clock, this is the old school where the sand is running out. Of course, this is more about running out of time. You feel like you're not doing something fast enough, something isn't going as quickly as you want it to. It's distressing somehow. You're unable to look at yourself um, regarding this situation, or when you do, you feel like it further drags you into something that you'd prefer to get out of. If there's any sense of guilt, anxiety, depression, anything that's a lower vibration energy here, I think this could be what you are being called to not only look at, but to get to the bottom of this week, because this is your second chance. You have another opportunity to get to the bottom of something that's been irritating you, essentially. And it does have to do with love. I'm going to suggest that this is about a sense of self-love, self-respect, self-love, self-preservation, even pride, which in many ways can come naturally to a Leo, but there's healthy pride and then there's ego pride. I do think this has to do with your healthy pride versus the egoic. So I do think this is about yourself, your own personal health, and your own thoughts about yourself. You could be in flight right now. You could be steering away from something that you feel is dragging you down. It could be other people, another situation. This could essentially be external to you. However, you're unwilling to face it. This is the position you find yourself in this week. But there is an opportunity to get out of that this week. And then, of course, we have the little dial here with the yes or no, which is where the arrow is going, and then all around the heart. And then you have the terms love me. So there is a sense of self-respect and self-love this week. If there is something tripping you up or feeling like it's going around in circles, not that that's what I see going on here, but something that you're kind of tired of facing over and over because it's in your own mind, because it's even negative self-dialogue, for example. Um, I'm going to suggest Louise Hay on YouTube. I find her really helpful, and if you want to listen to someone who can help you out of negative programming, we've all been brought up in this society where we're constantly told we're not good enough, we'll never be enough, there's something wrong with us, guilt, blame, all the rest of it. And I'm here to tell you it's all garbage. That's all just, when I say garbage, I mean that it's low vibrational energy. It's not meant to do you any good. So this is an opportunity this week, Leo, to raise your vibration. You truly need to want to be there. You truly need to say, I've had enough. I'm willing to look in this mirror and I'm gonna take responsibility for those feelings. This is your time, okay, Leo? The reason I say that is because the energy that's bringing you into the week or into this situation is the regeneration card. Now, this is a heavy energy card. Again, not negative, but heavy in the sense where it's a huge transformation. The regeneration cards, one of its key words is, or key sets of words, is second chances. This is about being able to see something again with fresh eyes or a fresh heart or a new perspective, and it's bringing you to this situation where you're saying, okay, here we are again. I'm looking at it, it's the same thing, or it's the same thought, same feeling, what have you. What are you willing to do this week to get to the bottom of it? And I really feel like you're probably just fed up with it and you're willing to get to that higher level vibration. And I can promise you, just give it even 30 days, every day, even 10 to 30 minutes every day. Listen to something that Louise Hay is doing. If you prefer Wayne Dyer, listen to Wayne Dyer. If you prefer Thin Natch, listen to someone who appeals to you, obviously. But what worked for me personally um, was Louise Hay. So I will leave it there. In terms of getting you out of negative thought patterns. Okay. And then we're going to look at what is working for you. And this is the co-creation card. This means that you merely need to reach out and ask for help with a project, an idea, a concept, a goal of any sort of your own. This isn't about group projects necessarily. And the reason I say this is because you're here by yourself and this is your condition. In fact, there's only two people. There's one person in each card. And there's really only two human beings in this whole spread. So I will suggest this does have to do strictly with you. It's something that's going on within that you're being called to take care of. Now, because of the environment that I come at this from, I'm going to suggest it's a co-creation opportunity with, of course, a spirit guide, um, an ancestor, an archangel, your own guardian angel, Mother Mary, Jesus, someone who appeals to you on a higher vibrational, I would even say ascended master level. This could be Buddha. This could be um, whoever you need to reach to that you trust. It could be an earth angel as well. Couple of key themes here that I'm going to get you to contemplate is there's something on a wire, something is in the balance with regards to this. Of course, we have the barn owl. There's a great deal of psychic energy going on here, a great deal of wisdom, and probably having something to do with women or women's issues. And then the egg. Something is just about to become something else. This is a transformative moment in time for you where you can bring something to the fore. Co-creation can be something that you can create with your highest self as well. Do you need to turn to someone else, whether you know them or not, or whether they're, from the spirit world? No, you can do it from your own inner guide. I consider the voice that we have within the voice of God. It leads us to the right place all the time. Another way to imagine what I'm talking about now is to contemplate the sort of cartoon version of the angel and the devil on either shoulder of whoever is going through a difficult decision. They want their cake and eat it too. And this is usually when those types of characters show up and the devil and character is always going, yeah, go for it. And the angel's always like, well, you'll have to pay a price. And I think that sort of pay a price angel character is kind of the voice of God because those conversations always occur within. So just something to contemplate in terms of, yes, you can reach out for help. Yes, you can invite others into your realm, whether they're from the spirit or natural or material world, to help you bring something into fruition, to help you get out of something that's going in a way that you don't want to see anymore, or you just, if you face it, it's going to take time and effort. Whether or not it's outside of you or within, either way, whatever way right now, do what appeals to you and what works for you ultimately. Um, it might even be the week if you're going to be looking at this situation for the first time to start within. Start with your inner voice or the voice within. Because I think that's probably more helpful and a lot more wise than you're giving it credit for. Okay, and then what's working against you or that you might not be aware of is the all that glitters, and we know that this ends with is gold. There is a sense of putting on a mask, so to speak, here, but it's a status symbol. And it doesn't mean that you're lying or fabricating anything. All this means is that we're fitting into something that could be beneath us spiritually, or that could tie us to something or someone else that isn't worth it. So just something to consider here about what you may be wearing a mask around or with, and what price you're paying here in order to achieve this type of status. Does it necessarily mean gold and power? Well, it could mean perceived power, right? But certainly something to question this week if you feel you're being drawn or dragged into something where you aren't able to be fully yourself, or you understand here that there is mask wearing going on. It could be sucking up a lot of time, Leo. That's what I'm seeing here. It could just be a time suck, and it could also be what's keeping you from paying attention to this inner growth, okay? This spiritual inner growth that you have available to you that you merely need to pay attention to and make a decision to get to the bottom of. Because your probable outcome card is the poised, and poised essentially means that you have what it takes to get to the next level. You are smart enough, you're good enough, you're bright enough, all the other enoughs that you might have thought that you didn't have. And this is another angle why I really believe this is something that's going on internally. I really don't see a lot of external influence here. Yeah, you might already feel this way, and then it's propped up by society, or society applauds these types of behaviors or thought processes or patterns of thinking, etc. But just remind yourself that we've been taught incorrectly, right? Our society teaches us that there is no God, that we are just nobody, that everything just happened kind of just by accident and oops. I personally don't believe that, and I don't think that highly spiritual people believe that either, because intuitively we know better. So this is an intuitive place for you to go, to believe in yourself, to really reach the next level for yourself. And look, we went from literally, we went from sort of sitting in your own tears, maybe mulling something that you weren't able to look at very closely, to being free with it, to being set free. Now you're able to move on. So I really feel like the doors are opening for you. I think that you just need to sort of make a move, make a vow to yourself that you want something better for yourself, Leo. And I would say that it definitively has nothing to do with the ego in terms of status, right? So it's like the anti-status. And listen, I want you to know as well, this comes with no judgment. This is not that status is bad. It's not that riches are bad. It's that somehow these worlds are being confused, or there is perhaps even a negative energy or thought process or attitude around status and riches. So just some terms and ideas to contemplate this week, Leo, about getting to the next level and sort of out of your head and free, feeling free. All right, so one of the additional message cards is the dragonfly. The dragonfly's keyword is illusion. I'm going to say really clearly here that these two are what going on. This is the central position. This is the main theme in terms of how you may be feeling or thinking this week. I do think that there is a sense of illusion here. I do think that there is a way to set yourself free, and that part of what is holding you down or making you feel bad, or any negativity that's making you feel unloved, where a sense of love or not love is happening within, is illusory, okay? Basically, what I'm saying here is all there is love, right? We've been lied to. We were told that there's a hate and there's lack and there's all this crap, but it's not true. There's literally love, and then there's lack of love. That's it. It's like light and then lack of light instead of dark. Dark is just a word that we kind of made up to sort of take the place of lack of light. Same with hate. Hate's just a word meaning lack of light. If you can bring this into your life and make a vow to yourself that this is important enough for you to do so that you can raise your own vibration, I think that you'll be really, really genuinely pleasantly surprised here that you can get yourself not only out of negative thought processes or patterns of behavior, or feeling like you're alone, you're the only one going through this, or even a sense of fear, like what if I, because you've been given a second chance here, what if you take it and then you have to deal with the, God forbid, you have to deal with the fallout or the outcome of taking that chance and being successful at that. That is part of the success. That is part of what is glitter. When you take that mask off, I think that you'll find that paying the price for taking that mask off is going to feel so much better than continuing to wear that mask just to go along to get along. And ultimately, this kind of fits in with what I was saying, the harmony card. Not only is there music involved, but there's a sense of when we think of harmony, we think of at least two things going on. Two things at least need to be balanced out here in order to create harmony. Otherwise, it's just one sound, right? Or one note. There's even a sense of filling in the gaps. There's a sense of honoring the silence, honoring the quiet, the silence between sounds is to be honored. So I think there's an element of recognizing that all aspects of this position here are important. Yes, even the troubling ones, even the tests, even the struggle. It's really part of the overall harmony for you. And I think if you begin to gain perspective over the situation, you can be a bigger player within it and create a different tune, a different tone, etc. And the reason why I find that really important as well, Leo, is that, and if you want to, if this is important, you can even either contemplate or look up issues or really cool um, sort of discovery around sound therapy, around what it means to be in harmony with your highest good. We know that there is sound therapy for people's health. We know that sound creates form, etc. So just some terms to think about this week. I'm really excited for you actually because there's a really huge amount of energy here. I think it's just a matter of you making up your mind, knowing that you're worth it. Take off that mask. Um, you deserve the best. Don't talk yourself out of that. And look for clues. Success leaves clues. So turn to people who have been there and done it and gotten through it. And don't reinvent the wheel. Don't make it harder than you need to. And I think that you will get through this week really quickly and successfully here, Leo. So that is your reading. Thank you for sticking with me for it. It went on a bit long. But I really appreciate you sticking around and I love your comments. So let me know how this works out for you. And if you're not already, make sure you subscribe because I upload videos for your sign every single week. So until we meet next time, take good care of yourself, Leo. Bye for now.